Hello again, my name is Lapuz. I'm an instructor for Math 110, 111, and 112 for the summer 2015 online courses. This part of the orientation will discuss the actual layout of our course website. Let's check out my math lab. Once you've registered, you should see this page for signing in, and you need not register again. You just click on sign in here, put in your appropriate credentials, as in your username and your password, and then you should be able to see a splash page like this with the course that you're looking at. So the course is either Math 110 Online Summer 2015, or it would be Math 111 Summer Online 2015 or Math 112 Online Summer 2015. Let's go to the 110 course. And this is what we have. The first thing we see is the course homepage. The course homepage has a calendar, some upcoming assignments, your results, and some announcements. So the calendar is a week-long calendar that you can search, and we see these little icons with a little clock in them, and they are the due dates for certain quizzes or homework assignments. And I want to scroll down to the end over here of the semester, and the end of the semester looks like all the homework is due by then. So that's a little misleading. You have to, when you look at the homework assignments and you try one of the quizzes, you'll see that a homework assignment is a prerequisite for the quiz, so you have to account for that. That means you can't really work on your quiz until you have finished the homework assignment and scored sufficiently well on it. Okay. So you can go directly to your assignments through this upcoming assignments block. You can see your progress, and then I will be posting announcements here throughout the term. Some of the announcements will be emailed to you. So if you're getting these announcements and you're not getting any emails, you should check your spam or your junk folder to make sure that my emails are not getting sent to that. The next menu item is the homework, and here the homework assignments are listed. Again, they don't have due dates. Their due dates are actually on July the 23rd, the last day of classes. But like I mentioned before, you cannot access the quiz until you have completed the homework assignments for that particular chapter. And in fact, you can't really move on from one section to the next section until you've completed the current section with a sufficient score. So I was working on this earlier. Let's take a look at section 1.1. Looks like last I left off, I had 3 out of 10 problems correct. That's 30%. So let's see if we can do a couple more problems. There's a reminder here, you must score at least 50% before you can begin section 1.2. So 30% isn't going to do it for me, so I need to make sure I work on this a little bit more. So if I click on one of those problems, it'll lead me to a pop-up page, and I can navigate with this problem set up on top. Let's take a look at this question. Which rectangle has a perimeter of 44 feet? Perimeter, if I can remember that, it's adding all the sides. So if I have 11 and 9 and another 11 and 9, that'll be 40. I want 44, so I have 12 and 10, that's 22 for 2 sides. Add the other sides, that's 44. So I'll select that one, check the answer, And then nice work. Continue. Oh, it looks like I have more parts to this problem. Find another rectangle that has a perimeter of 44. Let's see, if I select this one, I check the answer. That's not correct. I select this one, I check the answer. I notice that this has a final check on it, so if I click on that and then that's not correct, looks like I got that part wrong. I can continue on. Which symbol, W, L, or P are variables? I think the width, the length, and the perimeter would be variables. A variable symbol is represents a quantity that can vary. Oh, so it looks like if maybe the width and the length are varying, my perimeter was 44 for both problems, so maybe it's just the width and the length, and then I got that one right. There's one more, which is constant. Let's try capital P for the perimeter. And then I see here that I got part of my problem correct. There's a little check and a little X, so it means I got part of my problem correct and I got part of my problem incorrect. So what I can do is I can choose a similar exercise, or I can just move on and see if I can answer more questions. So let's see if I can answer one or two more so I can get 50% and move on to the next block. I want to graph 0, -1, -7, -2. It looks like it's going to be D. I'll check the answer. Got that correct. Let's move on to the next one. I want to look at the numbers between 4 and 8 in a number line. I'll select that one. That's not correct. And it turns out that if I get something incorrect, like in this case, I got an answer, my answer was A, the correct answer is F. I can, and notice that I have an X mark on that. I can choose a similar exercise and see if I can get it correct this time. I want from 2 to 8. Let's try B. Nope. Maybe that's 3 to 8. Let's try D. Okay, so I got that right. That means my X mark over there on top of the 6 is now going to become a check mark, so I got that correct. So I'll just bail out of this, and I see that I have a little bit over 50% correct, and I'll press OK. Take a look at my score, 57.5. So now the flag that used to be here is lifted, and now I can go on and continue on section 1.2. Okay, so that's how the prerequisites work. Let's take a look at the quizzes. The quizzes also have prerequisites, and if you mouse over the flag, it says you must score at least 70% on section 1.4 before working on remaining attempts. So that's the same that goes for here. I have to get 70% on section 3.5. So let's say I have access to this because I'm an instructor, but let's say you've completed section 3.5 with a 70% or higher, and let's take a look at one of these quizzes. It's going to prompt you to see if you're ready to start. If you click on this, you're ready to start. Now, the homework and the quizzes are a little bit different. They behave a little bit differently in a sense that for your homework, you are able to check your answers right away. In this particular case, you are not able to do that. So let's see how this is going to work. So describe 3 solutions by using the table. I have 4x minus 7. If I have x is equal to 0, then y is equal to minus 7. If I have x is equal to 1, then I have 4 minus 7, which is negative 3. If I have x is equal to 2, I have 8 minus 7, which is 1. And notice that there is no check my results here. Graphing, you can graph this. Use graphing tool to graph the line. It looks like I have a y-intercept of -7, so I'm going to select the dot. So I need to make up a line, so I need to select 2 dots. That's my first dot, the y-intercept, and I have a slope of 4. So up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. So that's 4 over 1. So I'll save that. And again, I'm not able to check this. And so let's see, fill in the blanks. For each solution of y coordinate is, for each solution the y coordinate is 4, I think it's 7 less than 4 times the x coordinate. Okay, so it looks like that's the first question, and my only option is to either submit the quiz or go on to the next question. Here's my next question. Okay, so let's say you're done with this and you submit the quiz, and that's how you're going to be able to get your score. So it looks like I got 16.67%, which is not very good. I may want to go and do this again, but I may want to review it first. So let's click on review. And this is going to give me my set of pages that I got correct or incorrect. So it looks like I got number 1 correct, number 2 I didn't get that one correct, and here are the answers to number 2. So if you're one of those people that feel like you can backtrack to work things out, then maybe this is another option for you. And if I look here, I see for chapter 3 I have attempted 1 out of 3, and I can see my score here. So I have 3 attempts for each quiz. Unlike the homeworks where I get a lot of infinite number of attempts, I only get 3 for the quiz. Study plan I won't talk so much about. It's a way to access more problems that you can practice, so you can explore that on your own. The grade book begins populating once you've completed more homework assignments and quizzes, and you can try to see where your standing is by looking at this grade book. So again, that's for you to explore. The chapter content gives you the actual textbook. So if I want to select chapter 1, section 1.1, for example, if I click on the multimedia e-text, this will open up the book as it is if you actually had the hard copy of the textbook. So this is different from the actual textbook in a sense that there are some navigating tools, there's some highlighting tools, there's some pinning tools, and there's some videos associated with this, and there are other live links that you can click on. So you can go from one page to the next page. You can actually jump to different pages. You can go through the chapters on the side here, the table of contents, and then you can even search the textbook and it'll give you a quick view of the page. You can click on a specific page and try to figure out where that text is that you're looking for. Okay, so I would highly suggest that you explore your e-textbook. And a couple more links in student success. We have tools for success. There's a guide for the basic math review card and the use of graphing calculators. There's going to be a few problems where you're going to be able to use graphing calculators, and you will be able to use your graphing calculators on the exam as well. Some other connections over here and some study skills. If you have a little bit of time, you can take a look at some of these: time management, coping with stress and anxiety, especially for preparing for exams and stuff. You may just want to take a brief look at some of these helpful hints to have you successfully complete this course. One last link that I want you to explore is the Multimedia Library. And if I select a particular chapter, and I can go to a specific section if I want, or I can just use all the sections in general, there are many types of media that you can use. We have the actual e-textbook here. You can see that if you click on one of these things, it'll open up another window with the actual book on that, focused on that particular section. But you can also navigate away from that section if you want to. You can take a look at some animations. These are audio-visual animations that discuss specific concepts and even sometimes plays games with you. There are PowerPoint presentations for each section that you can view. If you're a PowerPoint type of person, then you can take a look at how this is presented. It's basically like the textbook. It goes through the concepts, it gives you examples, and it walks you through some of these example problems through a PowerPoint. There are also videos. Videos are broken down by chapters, by sections, and even by objectives. So we can focus on one particular objective. This is 1.5 objective about finding the mean or the average of a group of numbers. You can click on this. Again, you'll have the audio visual.
To find the average or mean of a group of numbers.
You got the audio and you got the visual part of this. And you can scroll forwards and backwards to try to see if you're in a little bit of a hurry, or if there's something that you miss, you can always scroll back to see how it was explained. Okay, so those are most of the media that's available. Some chapters might have more available than others. So you should explore that to see if there are any other tools that would help you succeed in this class. So some of these other ones are not for you to see. These are instructor resources, and anything that has a video or a TV with a slash on it means I have access to it as an instructor, but you as a student will not have access to it. All right, so that's the general layout of our course website. I hope you take time to explore what's out there for you. You're paying some pretty good money for this, so make sure you take advantage of all the resources that they have. Okay, good luck.